Hey everybody, you are on the lifeboat. I'm Tommy Scoville and I'm your captain, and it is the middle of the night. People couldn't sleep, but it's not a bad thing always. So I decided I would put on Andrew Eat's favorite costume. He loves this. He mentioned it. And then I thought I would come down and talk to you because there's some things that were on my mind before I was going to sleep that I wanted to talk about. People, I want to talk about environment. I want to talk about environment. Because more than anything in the entire world, people, we are a product of our environment. And I don't mean just growing up or any of those things, although that's huge. But as you go through life, you're a product of your environment. And if your environment is such that, let's put it this way. Let's say you hang out with, this is an old adage, but let's say you hang out with 5 recreational drug users in a very short period of time. If you don't stop that, you are going to be number 6. Plain and simple. Recreational drug users is awful. You hang out with 5 people abusing drugs, you're going to be the 6th drug abuser in a very quick fashion. And this can go along the way with anything. I promise you, with anything. So I want to talk about environment, and I want to talk about input, output. What we put into our bodies directly affects us. Can we all agree with that? If I decide that my diet is going to have no refined sugar whatsoever, I'm going to cut down on red meat, I'm going to eat a lot more fish, I'm going to eat a lot more chicken, I'm going to work out more. All of these things are going to affect me in a, people are leaving comments in the middle of the night, must be Australians. It's going to affect you in such a way that you're going to be healthier. We can all agree on this, right? There's no two ways about it. Now, it's the exact same thing with what we put into our dome. So, let's talk about the news. There isn't a lot of good news, is there? People say, everybody you talk to, if you say, do you watch the news? Oh, the news is so depressing. But we watch it, don't we? Consistently, don't we? Well, I got to know what's going on in the world. Do you? Seriously? I mean, do you really need to know what's going on? Down to the minutia. Do you need to know what's going on? Because I promise you, if it's super important, you're going to find out. But here's my thing. People, the news is not designed to tell you what's going on in the world. If you think that's the case, then no offense, people, but you're ignorant. Because the news is responsible for one thing and one thing only: ratings, right? These are no different than television shows. They're not in any way, shape, or form different than television shows. They sell advertising, and the more people who watch, the more money they can sell their advertising for. So if you happen to lean to the left, then there are a lot of different news outlets that you can watch that are going to give you the news to make you happy. And what I mean by to make you happy is they're going to slant it in your direction so that even though if the stuff is really depressing and the world is not fun to hear about, they're going to tell you that it's the Republicans' fault and the conservatives' fault. If you watch Fox or Newsmax or The Blaze or the much smaller number of news outlets that are conservative, they're going to give you the exact same depressing news. The only difference is it's going to be the Democrats and the liberals' fault across the board. Now, I don't care whether you're watching CNN or you're watching Fox. You're putting stuff into your brain that is designed to depress you. They're not going to give you a ton of feel-good stories because they've run the math. And feel-good stories don't keep people watching. You know what keeps people watching? It's fear. For real, folks. Research this. Just do a 5-minute dive on it. It won't take you long to get to the statistics. They know that fear is going to keep you from turning the channel. You turn on the channel and they tell you a great story about a little boy who was found in the outback in Australia. After 3 days, a 3-year-old was found alive. That is a great story. It's a feel-good story. If you watch the news, most of them have a segment at the end, right? And it's that 30 to 60 second, well, we're going to leave you with something really good to feel good about. right? After 30 minutes of making you realize that we live in a terrible world and everything stinks, we're going to give you 30 seconds to make you feel good. The reason that they're doing that is they know that when you put the feel-good stuff on, you're going to go, what else is on? Right? What else have we got on? But if they say to you, the world's about to come to an end, you're not going to change the channel. If they say, we have people behind enemy lines, and the next images may be disturbing to some viewers, everybody is locked on. Their job is to keep you locked on. So they're going to create, instill, and drive home as much fear as humanly possible. How good is that for the dome? That's your input. So if you live with that fear all day long, you may think that when you turn it off, all of that goes away. It doesn't. You're hardwiring this into your brain, and you're doing it every single day. You're going back time and time again for your dose of daily fear. I don't watch it. I don't. I used to watch 30 minutes of news a day. It was the only thing I watch on TV. I don't watch anything else. I have changed. I get together with my mother and I watch Downton Abbey. Love that show, by the way. Love it. Don't spoiler alert any of it for me because I'm only on season 3. But, so if you leave a comment in the comment section that is a spoiler, you're in deep doo-doo. I'm not playing. So yeah, I don't do it anymore. I'm not going to allow any of that crap into my brain. I don't have time for negativity. I don't. I run a boat that's based solely on the premise that positive is way better for you than negative, right? I mean, I could come on here and I could just all day long give you the statistics about how bad the world is. From time to time, I have to talk about them, but that's not really what the show's about, is it? Now, theoretically, I could keep more of you here if I scare the crap out of you. I could probably keep more people here if I showed images of addicts dying in the street. If I showed images of people on Flocka or K2 having drug episodes where they're chewing the faces off of people, because those zombie films, they call them zombie clips, of people so high that they think that they're, the person they're with is Satan or an alien, and they literally bite parts of them off, right? Well, that would make for some entertaining stuff. I could put that on and you're going to be riveted. No one's going to turn the channel. It's not what we're about, right? We're not. We're here to say, you know what? The world's not that bad. They're telling you it is, but it's not that bad. They have to make it bad or you're going to turn the channel. So let's start thinking about what we put into this system. And then as you start feeling depressed and you start feeling overwhelmed and you start feeling, well, then maybe you'll realize why all of these things happen. People, a funny thing happens. Well, it's not funny, it's tragic. But we don't think that we deserve love. You think I'm silly, right? We don't believe that we deserve love. I will promise you this. There's no one on the planet that will love you more than you love yourself. Think about that again. There is nobody on this planet that will ever love you more than you love yourself. Now, if you really want to be loved, I mean really loved by other people, you know what you got to do? You got to have a competition with them to see if you can outlove yourself, because they will match you to exactly your level. I promise you they'll never go any higher. So if this is where you think you're at in terms of the love that you deserve, that's all you're going to get, people. If you can take that to here, your relationships are going to be better. Amazing things are going to happen. Now you say, you're making this up. Okay, when we're born and we're babies, we get unconditional love. Do we not? I mean the kind of love that a dog gives you. Unconditional. Lock a dog in a trunk for 2 days. Go and open the door. He looks at you and goes, yeah, he's so happy to see you. Do that to a human being. They will not be very pleased when you open that trunk. The point is, people, that unconditional love happens to us when we're babies. You want proof? Watch a baby go like this and then throw up all over dad. And dad goes, oh, it's awful. You're so cute, right? They go to the bathroom in their pants. Nobody goes, oh, you're disgusting. I can't believe you did this. What did you do? Huh? Did you go to the bathroom in your pants? We love children. They can do no wrong. And we give them that unconditional love. And then they get to the point where they can speak. And then what do we do to them? Then we put all kinds of conditions on them. We don't mean to, but we do. I'm going to reward you if you use the potty the right way, but if you don't, what do I teach you? Well, then you're not really worthy of the love that, you got beforehand because you really, did you clean your room? Right? Is everything picked up off the floor? What do we teach them? It's not our fault, but what we teach kids from a young age is if you want love, you're going to do something to earn that love, right? So we are hardwired to believe as we grow up that we have to earn love. And we're really not good enough to earn love as much as we really want. I'm on this boat, people, to tell you right now that no one on this boat needs to earn my love. You have earned my love because of the fact that we're in the same boat. That's it. That's your ticket. Now, it's amazing how many people want to really do amazing things once they get here. And we touched on that in the last video, that the desire to give is hardwired into us, right? But we really are sort of, hardwired in to believe that we're not worthy of unconditional love. Because of that, we tend to allow environments around us to treat us poorly. We put up with it with everybody across the board because we just assume that that's how it's supposed to be. I don't. I read enough about this where, a perfect example is the place that I'm working right now. We had it's a small thing. It really is. It's a small thing. But 2 people got fired. They got fired because they were using drugs. Bummer. One of them told me not 15 minutes before that, I've been sober for 6 weeks. He found out that I had a channel, and it was funny because he's one of those guys on meth that does the turtle thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where the head comes forward when they're so obviously twacked. But he was like this going, I haven't used in 2 weeks. I said, good for you, man. Congratulations. One of the things about running a channel like this is that everyone who meets you wants to tell you they're sober, which is kind of funny if you're not. But it is what it is. But these people got fired. So what happened is I'm doing 3 jobs. I'm covering literally 3 people's shifts, and my break came up. People, I work for 12 hours standing up. I can't sit down. It doesn't work that way. It's not that kind of work. And I don't stop moving. There are things coming down out of chutes. If I stop moving, things fall on the floor. Everything goes to hell. So I said to the guy, he goes, I need your help in the back. I said, all right. I said, my break's coming up in 5 minutes. I'll come back there after the break. He goes, no, man, I can't. I need you. You can't take your break. Yeah, the hell I can't. He goes, what? I said, I'm sorry. No disrespect. I'm taking my break. Yeah, I'm taking my break. And he goes, well, you don't understand. I said, no, you don't understand. I am a 51-year-old man who is spending 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, standing up. I need the 20 minutes. I sit down and I tend to the people on my boat during that period of time. I'm taking my break. And I'm sure he wasn't pleased, but I'm not going to bite the feces sandwich again in my life. I had to chew on it for 8 years. There's no saying no in the federal system. I worked in a factory. I may have told you this story. I worked in a factory. I made about 20 cents an hour. And my boss said to me, I'm going to need you for about 6 hours of overtime on Saturday. Well, that was my only day off. And he goes, are you cool with that, Tommy? I said, no, not much. I need Saturday off. Now, keep in mind, folks, I work overtime, right? Even if I'm getting double time, for 6 hours, I might make $2 or $3. So I said, no, I need the Saturday off. He goes, okay. What about the knife in your cell? I said, beg your pardon? He goes, the shank in your cell. What about the shank? You got a knife in your cell. I said, there's no knife in my cell. He goes, you want to bet money I could find one? I said, what time did you need me to come in? I mean, what am I going to do? Get shipped to another yard and maybe do more time because he plants a knife in my cell? No, I went to work. But that's biting the poo sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And you have to do it. There's no choice. But the trouble with doing that in life, people, is that you then get that on your breath. And the next person you meet goes, oh, this guy will chew on that if I feed it to him. And they're going to feed it to you. I do not, as a rule of thumb, allow people to walk on me. I am worthy of everything that life has to offer. And if there is something that I am supposed to be getting, you are not going to take it away from me for any reason. I lived with that, right? It's the middle of the night. I'm not going to bed because I'm going to watch the sun come up. And do you know why? Because they didn't let me for 8 years. I watched the sun set every night. because I wasn't allowed. I time breaks. If I'm going to be working the late night shift, I time my break. I am watching that sun disappear behind that horizon. I'm not going to miss one. Unless I'm on an airplane or I'm in a hospital visiting somebody, I am not missing that, right? These seem like small things. These are all environmental. Do you understand? People, you need to really take a look at everything you're allowing to happen around you. Everything that's happening around you. If you go home from work every day and 6 people sit in your living room and drink a case of beer, and you're coming on here to say, boy, I'm trying to get sober and I don't know, man, as hard as I try. Wait a second. Are you going to a keg party 7 days a week in your apartment? Because you're not going to get sober. I mean, this may seem really obvious, but to some people it's not. Your environment is going to dictate your life. Control your environment. You have that ability to control your environment. If you work at a job, then there are 9 guys on your shift and 8 of them do methamphetamine. You need to find a new job. I don't care what they're paying you. You need a new job. Or be cool doing meth, because that's what's going to happen to you. Cut and dry, right? People start concentrating on the environment that's around you. Start concentrating on what you're putting into your computer, because that's what's going to come out. If you put in negative, trust and believe negative is going to come back. So do us a favor, right? Do us a favor. And by us, I mean me and you. Do us a favor. Turn off the news. Try it for 2 days. See how you feel. Try it for a day and see how you feel. Don't sit down at the same bat time, same bat channel every single night and watch the 35 to 60 minutes of depression television that they call the news. Right? Keep in mind, they have to give you depressing, scary stuff because you won't turn the channel. Change. Change. These are simple changes. People, give me a day. If you're a little bit more courageous and you really want all in, people, then give me a week. And let me tell you something about all in real quickly. It says in the 8 steps that I laid out, right, that all in, you have to be, you're saying, I am committing to being all in. What would you say the difference is between 95% commitment and 100% commitment? 5%? Okay. Let me tell you the difference between 95% commitment and 100% commitment. Michael Jordan famously said that once he makes a commitment to something, he can forget about it. I'll say that again. Once he makes a commitment to something, he can forget about it. When you make a commitment, someone says to me the other day, boy, you know, I'm really looking forward to the sobriety thing. I hope I can do it. You hope you can do it? Okay, so here's what this means. It means I will accept one of 2 outcomes. I'm hoping for one. If you are 100% committed, there is only one outcome. By 95% committed, you have to keep arguing with that 5% of your brain that isn't committed. Every day, you got to talk that 5% into doing what you want it to do. Capiche? Okay, 100% commitment. You want to be 100% committed to living the best life you possibly can? Turn off the news for 7 days and tell me what happens. Leave it in the comments section. Ditch the news for 7 days. Do I think all of you are going to do it? Probably not. I'll tell you who's going to do it. Andrew Eats is going to do it. I bet you money. Do you know why? Because Andrew got to this channel and started following all the advice on this channel and is 37, 38 days sober. He's a believer. He's 100% committed. So I am very confident he's going to turn off the news. I'll be really curious to hear what he has to say. I really will be. But I encourage everybody to do it. Folks, this was a long video and I don't apologize for it. It's the middle of the night and I think all of this was pretty good stuff. Feel free to tell me in the comments section if I'm coming up short, but I like this video. I feel pretty good about it. Let me know, because I am, after all, your captain. And you can give me your honest opinion. I'm not going to make you walk the plank. No, I'm serious. You give me your opinion. Over here, click on it. Become part of this, people. Over here are some videos. Watch them a couple of times, you know. I am the captain, Tommy Scoville. Thanks for letting me talk to you in the middle of the night. I love all of you. God bless, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye.